It's that time of the year when we say goodbye to 2025 and hello to 2026. But before we step into the new year, Aries, this is your year reading for 2026. Now, what exactly is a year reading? An year reading is a simple 13 card spread, 12 cards and a 13 card in the center. The center card is called the gist card, is the flavor of the year. What is it that you can expect? What is it that you need to avoid? It tells you all these things. And each card of the remaining 12 cards represents 1 month. So one card equals 1 month. The very first card is January 2026, card number 2 is February 2026, and so on all the way till December 2026. Now, why do we do a year spread? We do an year for the same reason that we buy insurance, medical insurance, health insurance, or whatever. We hope for the best, but we prepare for the worst. So, if you're stepping into 2026 with any kind of hesitation, with any kind of fear, I'm here to tell you that this year reading is going to equip you with everything you need to know to prepare yourself to have a fantastic 2026. So let's quickly shuffle the pack and I will lay out the cards. Aries, this is your annual tarot reading for the year 2026. Let's see what the cards have to say. Right off the bat, let's look at the gist card, and the gist card is the Blessings of Babaji. I couldn't have asked for a better card. Blessings of Babaji is an extremely high energy card. It is the card of blessing. It is the card of good grace. It is the card of good fortune. It is the card which tells you that this year you don't need to worry because God, the divine grace, the saints, the Kula Devatas, they all are smiling down upon you and you don't need to worry. Now, my guru, Shri Guru Rohit Arya, who created the Sacred India Tarot, has always told me when I pull the Blessings of Babaji card, I should also pick a card at random from the pack. And we look at this new card in light of the Blessings of Babaji card. And that card is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is an extremely high energy card. And Aries, you are ruled by Mars. The suit of Wands is the Mars energy. So all in all, right off the bat, I can see that this is a year where you are meant to shine, where you are meant to take charge, to lead from the front and really become the person you were meant to be. 2026 is going to be good. There are going to be a lot of creative challenges. There are going to be a lot of creative movements, creative projects, lots of creativity in the air. And you have the Blessings of Babaji card, so you don't need to worry. There may be ups and downs as there are in everybody's life, but at the end of it, you will look back on 2026 and say, this was a good year. This was the year when I truly became who I was meant to be. Card number 1, that's January, is the Magician. Card 2 is Blessings of Ganesha. That's February. March is 2 of Cups. Card number 1, January, is the Magician. February is Blessings of Ganesha, a very high energy card. March is 2 of Cups. April is Knight of Cups. May, Queen of Cups. June, 3 of Swords. July, 10 of Swords, Temperance. September, 8 of Wands. October, 9 of Cups, very, very high energy card. November is the Moon. And we end the year with December being the Judgment card. Now, right off the bat, let me tell you a few things about the reading. First of all, out of all the 12 months, there are only 4 major arcana cards, which is January, the Magician. Then there's August, which is Temperance. November, the Moon. And December, Judgment. 4 major arcana cards and all the rest are minor arcana cards. So I instantly know that 2026 is not going to be a year that is very dramatic. Although the cards that have come out are pretty dramatic. I mean, we have Temperance and we have Judgment, which are telling me that there's going to be some kind of movement, the end of something and the moving on, the beginning of something new, especially because the Blessings of Ganesha card has also come up. But for the major part of the year, Aries, you are going to be dealing with people. You are going to be involved in a lot of activities. There is a lot of swift movement, a lot of, stress, a lot of work going to be needed, a lot of work that needs to be done. Let's go month by month and see what the months have to say. The very first card, January, is the Magician. Uh, Magician is a very high level card. It is the Vishnu card, as you can see from the Sacred India Tarot card over here. The Vishnu card means, someone who is a creator. I already said, since the King of Wands is the gist, along with blessings of Babaji, this is a year when you will be asked to take charge of creative projects, to take charge of something at the workplace. If you're not working, let's say you're a housewife, it could simply mean that in the house itself, you will be asked to manage a lot of responsibilities and you will accomplish them with a lot of success. So whether you are a housewife or a student or a professional, a businessman, January is going to be a month where you will have to really use all your resources, all your knowledge, everything that you know to accomplish something new and exciting. Uh, if you are a business consultant, this is a very good month. If you are a homemaker, again, this is going to be a good month. But I think if you're a homemaker, there are going to be people who are going to really, want to tap you for your knowledge, who are going to approach you for, Didi, aapne ye kaise kiya? How did you manage this? How do you manage your household budget? People just coming to you asking for advice. And because you have the experience and you have knowledge, you are in a unique position to help these people. You're going to be in great demand in January. You're going to be at the top of your game. February is the blessings of Ganesha. Now, the blessings of Ganesha is a card that is unique to the Sacred India Tarot. Uh, Ganesha, as you know, the god of new beginnings. He is the god of auspicious beginnings. So, if you are looking for a new job, if you're planning to start a new business, February is going to be a very, very good month for that. Any obstacles that may have come in your path are going to be removed and things are going to work very smoothly. Are a homemaker, your children are going to be a source of joy. They are going to be obedient. They're going to listen to you. If you're worried about their studies, if you're worried about their exams, don't be, because Ganesha is telling me that all those worries are going to be removed. All those obstacles are going to be removed. You and your kids will have a good rapport and things will work out smoothly. In fact, I would even say, because it's the Ganesha card, in case you want to start something new, let's say you're a homemaker and you want to start a cloud kitchen or you want to start some kind of a business, a side hustle, just to earn a little extra money on the side, February is a very, very good month for that. For working professionals, for students, for businessmen, again, a very positive month. Card number 3 is March, which is Two of Cups. Now, the Two of Cups is obviously cups are the emotion cards. And March, you are going to be very, very emotional, Aries. You're also going to be kind of in two minds. Maybe you've started something new in February and maybe things are not going as per plan, in the sense that you expected results like that. You wanted quick results. Aries, you can be a bit impatient, as you know, but those results are maybe not coming in immediately. Things are going smoothly. There's really nothing to worry about, but you've become a little impatient. You're letting your emotions get in the way. March is the time when you really, really need to put your head down, and whatever project you have started in February, you will need to be consistent with whatever you're doing. You cannot just say, you know what, today I don't feel like working. Today I don't feel like doing this. No, consistency does not care about your feelings. Work does not care about your feelings. Results don't care about your feelings. Results will come if you are consistent, if you are able to put your emotions on the back burner and just look at things with a very, very straight head. That's the message for the month of March. Do that, and I think March should be smooth sailing as well. April is the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups, is a very odd card. It's a very high energy, high potential kind of a card, but also the shadow side is very, very strong in this. If you are single, Aries, especially if you are a woman, someone is going to enter your life in the month of April and kind of shake things up. This is going to be a bad boy. This is going to be that, you know, that sexy guy at the gym that you have your eye on. He's going to come to you and, initiate a conversation perhaps. Uh, be careful, because the Knight of Cups is the kind of personality, I don't know how I should say this. I don't know if I should say this. It is the card of entanglements. That situationship card jo hota hai na, love mein. It's a situationship card. This is the person who's only in there for fun. So if you are looking for something more permanent, something more long term in the relationship, April, you're going to meet someone who does not want the same things, right? You're going to meet someone who is a seducer. You're going to meet someone who is there for fun, but not for the long term. So I would say be prepared for that. If you're already married, whether you're a man or a woman, somebody will come into your life in April who might just tempt you to cheat on your spouse or your partner. So be very, very careful. That's the relationship part of it. On the work front, I would say this is a very good month to chase down your targets. Chase down your targets, chase down your goals like a lover is chasing after his boyfriend or girlfriend. Someone who is very obsessed. You need to become really, really obsessed with your work and obsessed with fulfilling your goals in the month of April. Actually, your starts. So I would also say, I think in the month of April, for those of you who are working, your boss is going to give you very steep targets. And he's going to tell you, or she's going to tell you, you know what, you can do this, they're going to pump you up and all that. And and they know that the targets are stretched. So be alert about that. In case you need to negotiate your targets, your KPIs, please do that. Don't fall for the sweep of your boss. Your boss is going to tell you you have everything it takes to take on 2x or 10x of your targets or 5x of your targets in 2026. Don't fall for that. Negotiate your KPIs, negotiate your targets. Also, I would say if you are due for a promotion, chase it down. Go over what you've done in the past year in 2025 and really, really talk to your boss. If sweet talk your boss, kiss your boss's ass if you, but that is what will, need to be done if you want to get that promotion. April, in case you are working, I might also tell you, just an extension of what we've already spoken about. Office romances. Someone might come into your life at the office. You might meet someone exciting and you might see this person as a potential romantic partner. This could become a little messy, right? The Knight of Cups is not a very reliable character. Let me be very honest. That person is exciting. That person is exactly who you thought you would end up with. But there is a shadow side. They are going to pump you and dump you, as they say. So be very, very careful. May. Coming to May, very, very high energy. The Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is a very good card for healing. It is a very good card for creativity. It is a very, very good card for, just becoming a nurturer yourself or seeking out someone in your life who can nurture you. It is a very, very good energy. And it's quite distinct from the Knight of Cups energy. The Knight is slightly slimy energy. So the Queen of Cups is a very maternal energy. So the way I see it, I think you're going to fall in love sometime in the month of March or April. That person is not going to be right for you. And you're going to go right back to your spouse or to your mother or to somebody older in your life that you really look up to. And that person, you know, probably going to forgive you and, say bygones is bygones. It's water under the bridge and let's just move on. Let's hope that happens because unfortunately the card after this is not very positive. So we'll have to also talk about that. May is also a very, very good month if you want to May is a very, very good month if you want to start meditation or yoga or some kind of a spiritual practice. Very high energy month for doing all those things. If you want to go on a pilgrimage, again, this is a very, very good month to do that. All in all, May is going to feel like home. After all the excitement in April that the Knight of Cups brings, May is going to be the familiar, it's going to be the maternal, it's going to be someone who really cares about you, like hope. It could be your Devata, your Kula Devata, it could be your spouse, your mother, someone who is a very maternal and solid and steady figure in your life is going to feature very, very prominently in this month. So that's always a good thing. Now we come to the month of June, and that is where a little trouble starts brewing. June is the Three of Swords or the Three of Arrows, as we call it in the Sacred India Tarot. Generally, Three of Swords, if you look at the traditional card from the Rider Waite, it is a heart with three swords digging through it. And, it's the card of heartache. It is the card of illness. It is the card of things not going your way. It is also the card of office gossip. So the again I'm seeing is, we have to always link the cards to each other. We're coming from the month of April when you meet someone. May is going to be fine, but June is when the office gossip starts up. So in case you have met somebody in the month of April and the romance has ended badly, there is a good chance that this person could start bad mouthing you or spreading gossip about you, or other people who have noticed you in the company of this person might start gossiping about you. That is one possibility. The other possibility, if we talk about health, is that this is the month where the past sins kind of catch up with you. If you've not been exercising, if you've not been taking good care of your health, this is the month when trouble may start erupting. This is a very, very critical month. You must go and get your medical tests done if they are due. If you haven't gone for medical tests, this is the month where you should absolutely go and get yourself checked. Get a good full body scan, get all the cholesterol and HbA1c and liver tests and all the other tests that you can think of. Get them done. And why I'm saying this is because July is the 10 of swords. Coming right after the 3 of swords, it is a good sign. I'll be very honest. June, July, and even August are going to be stressful months as far as health is concerned, as far as your reputation is concerned, as far as your work is concerned. So, right here, this is exactly the magic of the tarot. When you do a year reading, we are in December 2025 now, looking at 2026, and we already know that June, July, August 2026, these 3 months you need to be careful. And if you start preparing for that eventuality from now, if you know that this is what is likely to happen in the future, you can start taking preventive action. June was 3 of swords, July 10 of swords. Not a good card at all. I will not sugarcoat it. This is the month you could end up in hospital if you have not been taking care of your health. This is the month that could end in divorce or the breakup of a relationship if you become the subject of gossip in the month of June and your spouse or your partner believes that gossip. Only you know what you have done in April. If you have really succumbed to temptation, if you have cheated on your spouse or on your better half or your partner, June and July, and especially July, is going to be the month when your whole world implodes. You have been warned. This card is telling you be very, very careful, because what you sow shall you reap. If in April you give in to temptation, then by July things are going to end, a relationship is going to end, and you are going to be in trouble. If you have not been taking good care of your health, if you have been drinking too much, eating too much, not exercising, neglecting your tests, July is the month where you might end up in hospital. You might even need surgery. You need to be very careful. This is a disaster card. If you've been neglecting your health, health will decline. If you've been neglecting your spouse, your partner, if you've succumbed to temptation, this is the month where you are in for a very nasty breakup. If you have been slacking off at work, this is the month you get fired. So you've been warned. You have 7 months to get your act together. Make very, very wise use of this time. August does not get any better because August is temperance and it is a major arcana card. Whenever a major arcana card comes up, this is a pivotal moment in life when things need to, karma is at play. It is not, there is nothing you can do or say to kind of change things. What you have sown, you are now going to reap. And that trend is continuing from June onwards. 2026, you need to stay away from alcohol. You need to stay away from any kind of stimulants. You need to take very, very good care of your health, of your relationships, and of your work. Overall, the year is pretty positive. The gist card is very positive. The first 4 months or so are very positive. But something that you do in April, if you kind of drop the ball on your relationship, you drop the ball on your business or your, workspace, you will start facing the music, and by August things will have taken a turn that will just leave you flummoxed. Like you'll be like, where the hell did this trouble come from? The trouble came from April. Something you did in April, if you are not careful, you're going to bear the fruits, you're going to face the consequences by July or August. And there is absolutely nothing you can do about it because it's a karmic, right? So what I would suggest to you is this. June, July, August, I would say, in fact, April onwards, April all the way to August, you need to be very, very conscientious in all aspects of your life, your work, your relationships, and your health. Pay extremely close attention to these three areas of your life. If you think that you've been neglecting these three areas of your life, take corrective action now. Don't wait till April. Don't wait till June or July or August 2026. Start fixing those problems now. The more time you give yourself to fix the problems, the better the chances that you will avoid trouble. It's as simple as that. Okay? Nothing is set in stone. I'm not saying that things are going to go wrong, but it is something to be careful about. Remember, this is a general reading. I will have to look at your personal reading. I will have to do a personal reading to see exactly where is it that, in which aspect or area of life are you going to face trouble. But to be on the safe side, pay attention to these three aspects: health, relationships, work. And when you're talking about work, we're also obviously talking about money. You will have to be very, very careful about where you spend your money. You will have to be very, very vigilant about your relationship. If you are careful, if you don't give in to temptation, if you put your head down and work and focus on these three areas of life, then temperance is not going to be as bad as it could be. Okay? So all the best. Eight of Wands is a card of swiftness. So what this also tells me is while all this trouble may break out, you may have to suffer for 3 months, June, July, August, but come September, things are going to start improving and they're going to start improving very, very quickly. You will either get some good news very quickly, there will be some kind of a communication that comes just the right time. Just when you think you've hit rock bottom, just when you think that are not shaping up, help is on the way. So September is going to be very, very good. I would say start planning for September. Make sure that any news that you get in September is good news. And I've already told you what you need to do in order to make sure that you don't face those problems in the earlier 3 months. October, however, is a very positive card. I couldn't ask for a better card in October. The Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment card. Finally, after these 3 or 4 months trouble, depending on, if there's going to be a lot of trouble or a little less trouble because you've taken my advice, but whatever the case may be, October, something that you have wanted for a very long time is going to come true. If you are single, you could get married. If you are if you've been planning a family, this is the month when you finally get some good news. For a job, this is the month when a really good offer comes to you. This is a very positive month. October 2026, please mark it in your calendars and you can tell me later on whether what you wanted came true or not. But when I see this card, I am happy. When I see Nine of Cups in a reading, I am always happy because this tells me this month or this period of time is going to be a golden period. Do not waste it. Okay? Again, health, career, family, and loved ones. Some kind of good news is going to come in the month of October, and you're going to be very, very happy. November is the next major arcana card, which is the moon. Now, November, I think what's going to happen, the moon is not necessarily a negative card, but again, it is, emotional. And there's no fool like an emotional fool. Now, I hope for your sake that you have learned your lesson and you don't end up making the same mistake that you made in June, July, August. But if you haven't learned your lesson, trouble is going to come up again. And this time, it's going to be really, really severe. The moon is also liquidity. It is also cash. It is also health. So cash and health are going to be, they're going to need a little more focus in the month of November. Cash flows might be affected, health might be affected, especially some waterborne diseases, because it's coming after some kind of a health crisis. So again, I will say, if you face any ill health during the year, especially June, July, August, November is another month where you need to be a little more careful about your health. Money again could be a little tight. It's also the holiday season in 2026. You might overstretch yourself. You might spend a little too much money. So emotional spending could happen. That's a distinct possibility. Just be careful. December 20, very interesting because it is the judgment. It's also, the judge is the card of reckoning. If you know the story of Jesus and the Bible, it says that on Judgment Day, Jesus is going to come down to earth and he is going to separate the faithful from the unfaithful or the disbelievers, and the faithful go to heaven with him. It's that kind of an energy. What it basically, you don't have to be a Christian to believe in these things. What the judgment card actually is, whatever you have worked for during the year, if you have been working well, if you have been paying attention to your life, your work, your health, your life, and if you have been taking the right actions, if you have been doing the right things, then December is going to be a month where you will finally see the fruits of everything. It's like a cycle is coming to an end. A work cycle, a love cycle, a health cycle. Everything has been troubling you during the year. If you have taken the right actions, you don't need to worry. December is going to reward you. However, if you have not taken my advice, if you have not listened to what the cards have to say, if you've neglected your health, your money, your career, your love life, पैंड बजने वाली है दिसंबर में. So just be very, very careful. December, to be very honest, there's nothing you can do about December. What you have to do is from January all the way to August or September, be very, very vigilant. Do the right thing. Focus on doing the right thing. Focus on your health and money. Focus on your career. Focus on your family life. Do right by them. This is the year when, whatever you sow, you're going to reap. I've been saying this again and again. At the end of the day, what you do with your life is in your hands. If you want a personal tarot reading, if you want to know exactly what 2026 brings for you individually, you can always contact me. I've put the link in the description. But all in all, Aries, blessings of Babaji are on you. Just don't mess things up in the that I've told you. Be prepared for them, take the right actions, and 2026 will be a fantastic year for you. All the best. Sarvam Shivamayam.